So I do not normally take my iPhone and earphones with me when I'm going for a walk, and today I actually wanted to, because I received a couple of really powerful messages from my divine team that I wanted to re-listen to, because they felt so powerful and so visceral when I received them. I wanted to re-listen to them while I was walking. I normally don't take my iPhone and my earphones with me because I want to be very fully present. I want to look at the trees and the sky and the sunshine and hear the birds and be very present while I am taking a walk. I don't want to be distracted by what I'm listening to on my iPhone. But today I wanted to take my iPhone with me and realized, wait a minute, I lost my earphones, and I want to take my earphones with me and my iPhone. And I realized, oh, I lost my earphones. I've been looking for them for a few months now, and I don't really ever use earphones, so it didn't bother me that I couldn't find them. But in that moment I realized, oh, I have been looking for them for months and I don't know where they went. And then it struck me in that moment, oh, my divine team knows where my earphones are. I can just ask them, right? So I sat on my bed, got really still, got really quiet, and I said, where are my earphones? And listened, and I heard nothing. Now I normally hear audibly, sort of. I say sort of because it's not like a voice that I hear really. It's more like, well, I'll explain that another time, but I call it audibly. And so I was expecting to receive the answer that way, and I didn't. And of course, a little bit of doubt started creeping in, like, are they really gonna tell me where? Are they not gonna tell me where it is? And that's what happens when doubt creeps in. We lose our connection, right? We tune out of the connection to our higher self, source, infinite intelligence, God, divine team, whatever you want to call it. The label doesn't mean anything. But we tune out when we allow doubt to creep in. And I realized I was allowing doubt to creep in. So I let go, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna set the intention. And this is what came into my mind at that point. Set the intention to receive a picture of where it is. Of course, that's your divine team giving you the idea and the thought to do it a little differently. And so I sat on my bed, got really quiet again, and I said, I'm setting the intention to receive a picture of where my earphones are. And within a few seconds, I saw in my mind's eye a picture of my long leather jacket that I haven't worn in many months, probably 4 or 5 months, because it's a winter jacket and I live in Georgia. No real need for a winter jacket, but I think a few months ago it was really cold and I pulled it out. And I saw a picture of my leather jacket, and then I also saw a picture, because that jacket has probably about 10 different pockets, and I saw a picture of the front pocket with a flap. And I leapt out of bed and I walked directly to the jacket, to the front pocket, lifted up the flap, and voila, there were my earphones. And it may seem, in that moment, my divine team said to me, and this is how easy it could always be. And it may seem magical or, oh wow, but we're always connected, and they're always connected to us. And that's what they reminded me of is, Allison, we're always here and we're always connected, and you can always ask us anything. A lot of times we want someone to tell us how to connect with our divine team, and it's helpful to hear how other people are connecting with their divine team. But keep in mind, whenever you buy a course on how to connect, or whenever you attend a session or something on how to connect with your divine team, you're listening to how that person connects, right? You're listening to how they make their connection, which isn't necessarily how you are going to make your connection. So always listen for what resonates most for you, rather than just using it like a recipe for how to connect. For example, in that moment today, usually I connect audibly, and in that moment I couldn't, or for some reason asking them for a picture is what was the path of least resistance. And sometimes you have to switch things up. Sometimes they switch things up, you know. Recently I started doing video for my private sessions rather than telephone. And oh my gosh, what a powerful shift that created. I can't say why, but now when the person, like the time for their session starts, right? And I connect the video and they appear on my screen, there's this whoop, like I completely sense their higher self in that moment. And the energy just lifts, and my divine team feels so powerfully present, and their divine team feels so powerfully present. Of course, their divine team, my divine team, we're all one, right? But we're playing these roles in each other's experiences. Even our divine team is playing a role in our experience, but they're also fractals of the one source energy, right? God, whatever you want to call it, they don't really care what we want to call it. It's just humans putting labels on things, right? And so that was a new way. Doing video created this different experience for me in private sessions with clients where I'm connecting with my divine team on their behalf. And for whatever reason, that also opened up the opportunity for me to connect with their divine team, which, it's really, really powerful. And there are sometimes after a session, I actually have to just go lay down because I feel a little bit dizzy from the power and the presence of their divine team, my divine team. There's a lot powerfully happening in that moment. So stay open to the shifts and changes in terms of how you connect. There is no one way. Listen from within with your heart. Listen with your intuition. Listen to your intuitive guidance as to how to connect. Only you know how to connect. Only you will, even when you buy courses on how to connect, or buy videos on how to connect with your divine team, and how to connect with your guides, and how to connect with your loved ones, or we can buy all kinds of courses and tutorials on how to do that. But just know that at the end of the day, you'll find your own path and you'll find your own way moment to moment, because it's not the same for me all the time. It shifts and changes moment to moment, you know. Like it was a picture this morning. Other times it's I hear and sense this audible presence, you know. So that's my message for you today. Hopefully that inspires you to continue to connect in whatever way makes sense for you, and know that you're always connected. What we're doing is not connecting really, we're just tuning in and setting intention to receive, you know, which is different than I'm connected, I'm not connected, because there's never a time that you're not connected to the divine beings who agreed to be in this experience with you, you know. Trust that. Trust that with an inner knowing, and your experience will continue to expand, and your experience will continue to get stronger as you connect with the beautiful divine beings that are always here to help us with even little things like finding your earphones. That's all I wanted to share today. You guys take care, and I'll see you whenever. Bye.